Hello and welcome to Tuner Tips by Todderbert. In front of us we have the Durecopow. Yes, I'm saying that right. This is a solar charged power bank, model number S1008D. I found this on Amazon on a lightning deal for 15 bucks. I got excited because it looked cool, and I'm like, I like featuring power banks on this channel to charge our radios and flashlights. I thought I'd give it a shot. Advertised as 20,000 milliamp hour battery. I thought, wow, I'm getting a great deal. Normally these are $21 everywhere. They're under a bunch of different names on the same design. I thought, well, should be pretty good. Saw a lot of good ratings and didn't think anything of it. Hit the buy it now button. Here it is. So let's check out the box. Power bank. Yeah, Durecopow. Gotta love that name. Yeah, they have all these different names. I can't pronounce them. It's like they must have fun in the back room making up these names. So let's open up the box. We got user manual. It looks like a cable. Got the power bank. This little sleeve. Looks like we got a little attachment point. The box is empty. Let's toss that to the side. So yeah, they give you a simple little carabiner with a little key ring to hook it up. I took it off. It's kind of in the way. So there it is. Next we get charging cable, micro USB. This charges the device, or you could charge devices with it. Not bad. Seems pretty sturdy. Kind of a thick design. All right. Cool setup. Here we go. The manual. 20,000 milliamp hour solar charger. I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Cheap power deal? Yes, it's a cheap power deal. There's some of the features, which we will go over. There's some specifications, again, which we'll try to cover. There you go. In case I missed something, I probably will. Fun with these, but I do like power banks. They really serve a purpose. Having the ability to charge a flashlight, your radio on the go is a good thing, especially in a situation where it's emergency or where you're just extended off the grid. So there you go. Solar charging. Here's the little status lights, how they work, and how the flashlight works. Good deal. See on the back here, it talks about what you can charge. It's nice. Built in as multi-intelligent protection. There you go. Temperature, input, output, short circuit, say it 10 times fast. Battery overcharge, discharge protection, and output over current protection. All right. And warm prompt. Okie dokie. Guess don't get a warm. Got a caution there. Read all those. Do not leave the solar charger in the vehicle. It'll probably melt. Yep. And your customer service. There's your support. That's a weird name. Fashion tech. What? Did I buy a piece of clothing? Okay, well, there's that. Let's get to the charger. All right. Like I said, it comes in nice little plastic. That's always a good thing. Let's go over dimensions of the power bank. So this is 5.5 inches long, 3.5 inches wide, has a depth of 1 inch. So let's bring out some size comparators here. As you guys know, I like to have my CC pocket handy. There you go. So you can tell it's not a huge power bank. It's kind of a nice size. CC pocket fits right perfectly where the solar panel goes. It won't even move. That's hilarious. It fits perfect. Cool. Next we have CC Skywave. You think about this as you compare a nice power bank to your Skywave, because you have the USB input to charge the batteries. It's kind of a good match right there, especially if you're on the go with your shortwave and you want to keep things charged. Okay, there you go. And we have our deck of cards here. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves Chinese power banks from China land. Not very original. Yeah, that's the deck of cards. I would like to do a little theme song. Okay, so you get the idea how big it is. There you go. So I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. When I first got this, I was like, this thing's light, and I looked in the manual there, and it says 8 3/4 ounces. I was like, this seems kind of light, because I have reviewed this on my channel. If you search, I think it's X-Dneng or something like that. Some weird name again. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour charger, much bigger and much heavier. When I picked up both, this felt twice as heavy. I was like, what the heck? This is supposed to be 20,000. As you can see on the bottom there, it's rated 20,000. Okay, so I'm like, why What's the difference? They make them better now, lighter? You can tell it's smaller. It's got a smaller solar panel. This is a little bit better solar panel. Again, I think they're kind of gimmicky, but we'll talk about that. They're both solar charged. This one was, like I said, normally $21. This is normally $30. Give you an idea for price. But I got this on sale, so I was like, yeah, rock on, dude. But yeah, right away I knew something was up, and I better test it out. And I did, too. We're going to talk about that. But let's go over features of the Durecopow. Not making that name up. It's right on there. Like I said, they make a bunch of these with different names on them, so yeah. Just print whatever they think is fun that day. So right away, it's like normal plastics, and it has these silicone rubber ends on it for grip, I guess, so it doesn't slip out of your hand. It's got little grippy areas. You got a power switch here. That'll activate the power bank if it doesn't turn on when you hook something up. It also tells you the status of the power bank. Of course, 4 LEDs means 100%. Each one representing 25%. Of course, the last one, if it's flashing, it's like 1%. I've had that happen a couple times with this because I ran it all the way up and all the way down a few times. Do some testing. So there's that. On the one side, you'll see 2 LEDs. Nice little flashlight. So if you press and hold this power button, it also actuates the flashlight. It's really nice. Those are probably 80 to 100 lumens each. They have a cool white light to it. It's like a bluish white tint to it. Press this again. Goes into an SOS mode. Okay, yeah, it's I guess better than nothing, right? And hit this again, and it goes into a flasher. Hit it again, turns it off. So not a bad setup. It actually makes a good flashlight. So yeah, if you need a good flashlight with nice capacity, there you are. You're done in a flat format like this. So what else we got there? Solar panel. Well, I'm looking right at this big solar panel. This is a gimmick. It's rated at 200 milliamp charge rate, 5 volts. They said it would take 8 days to fully charge the device. That's a heck of a long time. I'll put my cards back. Get our color contrast back. Yeah, could you imagine that? 8 days to charge this thing with the solar panel? Yeah, don't even bother. Again, it's a gimmick, they say, for emergency use. The only way I think that would work is if you had a couple days of sunlight on it. You just needed to make a quick charge on a really low power device. That would work. But otherwise, yeah, go by input charging. So, but the little green light there means it's solar charged. So it's cool. You have to cover up those panels. That light goes out. So you get the idea. Yeah, pretty basic. On the back side here is where all the business is. The business end. Move that out of the way. Okay, so we have a few ports. We have 2 USB ports. Those are USB outs. One does 2 amp and one does 1 amp. On this particular unit, I noticed my left side does 2 amps. The right side does 1 amp. If you plug in 2 devices, it splits it 1 amp and 1 amp. Okay, I guess it's output. And our input there is micro USB. It says it takes 1.6 amp in, and that's about right. It's the kind of reading I took when I was charging this power bank. It's got a cool little door. I think this is nice. It's a good design. It has little notches there to kind of help waterproof the ports. Again, and keeps dust out. I do like that fact that it has that. And it clips on pretty tight. So let's just go ahead and snap that back on. All right. So you got that covered there. We showed you the power button, how that works. Pretty basic. On the back, it has a compass. It does not read north, no matter what you do. Tap it, move it. Okay, north is this way. So yeah, it's having a hard time finding north. So that's a gimmick too. And it sticks out on the bottom there. So that's going to get scratched up or broken. You know that. Here we have 20,000 milliamp hour solar charger. Yeah, I was all excited to read that. I'm like, this thing's going to be great. Until I felt how light this was. I'm like, I'm going to have to test it. And cheap power deal. Yeah, you get what you pay for. And I'll talk about that. There's your outputs showing the input, rating things. There you go. There's the model number. If I said that right. Maybe I said it wrong. It's 8 in there. I said 1000D. Okay, so that's 1008D. Like it matters, right? It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter at all. So let's go ahead and hook some stuff up to it and talk about how it charges. Okay, so I just show you what I used. I used this cool device. Love this little guy. USB power meter. Yeah, that blue's messing up my camera. Let's bring that back in. So what we'll do is we'll just plug this in. And you can see it'll show us voltages. And it also store information too if we have to. Right now I think that would zero it out there. But you can have groups and you can store information. That's how I did it when I was discharging this, charging devices, running it all the way down, because charging an iPad takes a lot. And it was cool. I was able to get good readings. So let's go ahead. I'll hook up an iPad to it. So what I have to my left over here is an iPad. I got the cable for it. I'll show you. The iPad is here, and it is, it is 41%. So I'm going to hook this up to the Durecopow. See if it charges it. It should charge at 1.6 or 1.7. That's what I was getting out of it. There we go. So not bad. All right, and now we can hook up another power meter, see if this works. I haven't really tested this too much. I only used the one, but let's do the second port. I got this little cheap power meter I picked up for $5. There you go. Well, you can barely read it, but there it is showing 4.9 volts. So it's got a little voltage sag as it's charging the other device. And what do I have handy? I have a radio wow. There you are. Got an R1008. Bring it in the frame if I can. We'll hook this up, see if it does anything, if it blows anything up. That'd be fun on camera, wouldn't it? Takoosh! All right, so it's charging pretty weakly at about 0.4 of an amp. Okay, so it looks like it's dividing it. So about 2 amps out total. Oh, the display went away. Hang on a second. Hit the button. Nice thing about that. There you go. So yep, it's about as advertised as far as output goes. Not bad. It's the radio, I think, is showing it's charging, right? Can you see that? Little battery indicator there. There you go. Okay, so you get the idea. It charges. That works. Awesome. We'll unplug this stuff. We'll talk about my findings. We'll do final thoughts. Unplug this dude. There we go. Nice tight fit. That's a good thing. Snap that back shut. Get Iron Man back. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. It just helps color balance. Just certain colors on my red tend to make things look bluish or yellow. So yeah, the Durecopow. I found out with doing my testing that indeed this is not a 20,000 milliamp hour rated power bank like it says. This thing rates around 10,000. Okay, you have to allow 25 to 30% power loss. Now, if you go to their link, I'll link to this thing. In case you're curious, you want to buy one just for the heck of it and play around. Just know you're buying a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank. It's not super efficient. Okay, it's basic. They say, somebody asked them about, how efficient is this? And they said, I think expect like a 30 to 35% power loss, and you should have 13 to 14,000 milliamp hour available. Well, that's wrong. The 35% is probably right, or 50% is more like it. When I tested this, I was only able to get 5,500 milliamp hour output at 5 volts, which is about 26 watt hours. That's all I got when I was charging my iPad from full charge all the way to empty. And I did it twice. So I did 2 cycles just to see, got the exact same result both times. And the input charge, when I charged it, it took a charge of 38.7 watt hours, just to give you an idea, or 7,900 milliamp hours. So it took an input with 5 volts at almost 8,000 milliamp hour. So I assume the battery is 10,000 milliamp hour because I compared it to this one. I did the same thing with this. Ran the exact same tests with this bigger boy, which I'll link down below too. This is a great one, by the way. This is the one you want. Just spend the extra $10. Definitely. The X-Dneng, whatever they call this one. I do like the carry strap better. This has better ports too, by the way. It's quick, I'll show you. It's got a Type-C input, which is nice, and output. And of course, it's got its own little flashlight there, which is nice. But the big thing was this one, it provided almost 11,000 milliamp hour output, around 51 watt hours. So advertised, this is not as advertised, this is as advertised. This took a charge of 15,000 milliamp hour or 76 watt hours on 5 volts. That's about right for this device. So pretty happy to see that with this. This is as advertised. This one is not as advertised. There you go. But I got it for $15. This is $30, so I paid the right price. And I got something fun with this little flashlight doohickey. But, you know, it's a little bigger. So, you know, they have 10,000 milliamp hour banks that are smaller than this. So I don't know if you'd want this or not, but for fun, why not? Let's go move this back out of the frame, and we'll do some final thoughts. Yeah, so should you run out and buy a Durecopow or something similar? You know what? I really like the flashlights. I will give it that. So I'll give it a maybe purchase. If you see a lightning deal for 15 bucks, pick it up. If you need just a small power bank, it's fun. It's got a cool grip. Non-functioning compass, that whatever. I do like this USB cover. I think that's nice. Again, solar panels, just a fun little gimmick. There, it's not going to be as useful as you think. But again, love the bright light. It does power like it says, which is nice in a pinch. If you need to charge your cell phone, it's going to do it. It's definitely going to charge up the cell phone, no problem. At the higher rate there, you saw it was going 1.75 until this thing dies. It holds that power all the way out, which is nice. It doesn't diminish, doesn't fade. So yeah, it's worth it at 15 bucks, but not worth it at $21. Definitely not. Go buy yourself the real deal. So there it is, the Durecopow. Cheap power deal? Yes. Should you get one? Maybe. Again, 15 bucks all day long. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy making videos on power banks, doing testing on them now. You'll be seeing more and more power banks. I'm going to feature different brands, not necessarily all these off-cheap Chinese brands. Try to get some more name brands too that you recognize, but just for fun. We'll see how they operate and how they work. But this is about my 4th one I think I've done, or 5th one on the channel. So check them out. See what you think. There you go. And of course, 2, hit subscribe at the bell icon if you want to get notified of more reviews and research on power banks. A lot of people do research on these things, but I'm being straightforward with you. I mean, I charged with my iPad or charged my radio with it, and I got those results. So, I mean, it does a decent job charging. It just doesn't have the capacity that's stated. It is kind of an issue with me. False advertising. Some people would never know that, but those watching this video do know this is false advertising. And hopefully they change it. But they probably won't because they're not watching this. Of course, 3, comment below what you think about the Durecopow. Do you like the style? Think you'd pick one up for it's cheap? You know? Or would you rather have a little bit fatter, heavier, bigger boy that does the job a little better? Double the power. You let me know for 10 bucks more. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in my next video.